Hey, good afternoon, everybody. I don't know who's here, but let's see. Okay, two people popped on, so let's see what this is about. Um, well, I'm glad you all could be here today. Again, right now, I don't have a topic to talk about. I'm going to basically just turn it over to you guys. So if you have anything in particular you want to ask me, anything you want to know, um, feel free to do so. Um, yeah, because I don't really know what to talk about. Um, oh, well, actually, wrong. I do. I do want to wish everybody a happy and safe 4th of July. Um, for those of you that intend to go out, celebrate it. And if you're going to have, I'm not a fan of it. I grew up around it, don't care for it. If I'm around it, I leave. I don't want to be involved in it. For those of you that will be consuming alcohol and you go away from your home, make sure you have a designated driver with you. That way, you guys will arrive from where you're at back home safely. Honestly, if you're going to drink alcohol, any type of alcohol consumption, please stay home. You're better off doing that. It's not worth a DUI and all that headache and trouble and possibly taking somebody's life. Hi, Jan. Good afternoon, Sylvia. Happy 4th of July to you as well, Michigan lady. Glad you guys could be here. Um, let's see. So, yeah, just, definitely have a fun, safe 4th of July. It's not worth the risk. It really isn't. Hi, Anne. Let's see, Sylvia. I'm in the big city. My kitty is not afraid of the fireworks. Oh, well, that's good. Um, honestly, most of the time when a cat hears fireworks, it usually goes and hides. But I'll just have to say that's brave of your cat. Um, yeah. Hi, Anne. I'm glad that you were able to tune in. Glad you're here. Um, again, I have no topic. I have nothing to talk about. So it's basically just an open forum. Hi, Dottie. Let's see. Hey, y'all. Very quiet 4th here on Long Island, at least for me. That's pretty much how it is going to be for me as well. As to my knowledge, I'm not going to go look at fireworks, although, um, based on where I'm at, I can actually probably look at fireworks from right where I'm at because there's a mall about 3 lights down from me, 3 traffic lights, and they usually show fireworks there probably between 8 and 10. Um, oh, thank you, Janet. Yeah, that's just a few things that I got at Amazon and what I got at Dollar Tree. Let's see, Dottie, we're on Long Island. I live on Long Island too. Oh, South Shore. Okay. Oh, Janet, You probably heard me say it on the video, but I did try that salted caramel Swiss Miss. You were right. It does have sort of a butterscotch-ish kind of feel to it, but it's good. I was pleasantly surprised when I tried it. I liked it from pretty much about the second sip. Oh, okay. So, Anne, you're on the north. Dottie, you're on the south. But Anne, you grew up in the south side. I can see where it'll grow on you, but for me, it was pretty much just about the second or third sip. It was good. Would I order it again? Absolutely. And the price was right. Oh, and I do recommend the other one, the one that I bought in the yellow box. Um, Everybody's different, but I'll give you my take on it. The one in the yellow box is a cross between the standard Swiss Miss or, the regular hot chocolate and the dark chocolate. It's kind of right in the middle. So if you ever want to lay out a couple of dollars or so to give it a try, do that. I think you would like it, but that's my interpretation of that particular hot chocolate. And the cookies, the only ones I've tried, the only ones I've tried is the orange. And I must tell you, I'm pleasantly surprised with the way they taste for $1.25. And you would like them. Like I said, the the one in the yellow box is kind of like in the middle. I mean, it has a little bit extra chocolatey taste, but not over. And again, the salted caramel is good. And another one that I drink all the time that I really love is the Swiss Miss um, dark chocolate. So I think you would probably like the three. Hi, Scorpio. Good to see you. Let's see. So, what I did is I tried something different earlier when I did the broadcast about my grocery haul at Dollar Tree and what I got at Amazon. I set up the link for this live then. So that gave a good 5 or 6 hours for everybody to get notified. So I did that on, for a reason. Usually I do it one or two ahead of time. Let's see. I haven't tried the mug cakes yet. No, no, no. I haven't tried those yet. But there can't be that much to it. All it is you get four pouches, and I guess what you do is you just dump it in a coffee mug, and you just mix it like you're going to make a cake, and then just stick it in the microwave for about a minute. Of course, that's going to vary, and that's pretty much it. One is walnut chocolate brownie, and the other one is like a cinnamon coffee cake one. That's But they have different flavors. I mean, you can go on Amazon.com and type in Duncan Hine mug cakes, and it'll give you a rundown of the different ones. My credit card transfer went through this week. I combined two into one and canceled one of my the cards. Okay, that's probably um, a good thing. If it takes you from an APR that you were at, but if you came down some in a transfer, then you benefited. Um, as far as them lowering the interest rate, probably not. Um, a lot of the time, they usually have the rock bottom rate available at that period. I do know that interest rates have been creeping up a little bit higher than usual because I guess because of the inflation. Well, great, good. Anything that will benefit you, that'll put that difference of interest of money back in your hand. And what you can do is that difference you get back if you wanted to, that because that'll also help you make a little bit more um, than the minimum payment, which I don't recommend. I recommend minimum times two. If you can go past that, that's great. But I never tell people to make the minimum because a lot of that payment is not going to go toward your balance. It just takes longer to pay off. Hello, Paula. Nice to see you. I would have canceled the other one, but I've had it a long time and didn't want my score to take too big of a hit. No, that's what you don't want to do. Whenever you have your oldest account, your oldest credit card, you don't ever want to get rid of that one. That's like the foundation for the rest of it. And if you do cancel your oldest credit card that you've had, that will take a big hit on your score. So keep that one around. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. I would say usually the average person has maybe one to two cards on an average. Good. Locked in a drawer. That just keeps you from putting anything else on it. That's actually a good thing. That's actually um it's not I don't want to use the word punishment, but that's being it's showing discipline toward you, but in a good way to keep you away from the card. Hi Linda. Um I don't I haven't seen sunset pop up in this live, so but I'm with you. I do enjoy her comments as well. Hey Steve, I live in your city, have a view of the river from my apartment, can relate to all your local comments. Oh, okay. So you're in Jacksonville. All right. All right. And I know where you're talking about. I know where you're talking about. You must be I'm thinking I know basically without really you saying. I know basically about where you're at because I know some certain parts of Jacksonville where you can look off the river, say downtown, and you can get the best view of the fireworks. I don't have the ability to do it anymore. When my dad was alive, we used to go to NAS Jacks, and we would park out on the runway, and across from the runway, there's the river. And then on the other side of that is downtown. That was the perfect spot to go and look at fireworks. You captured everything. No, you weren't right exactly up on the action. I don't think I would want to be, but I still got a good view, but looking at a certain part of the runway, Looking out is the city of Jacksonville, and it was like I'm telling you, it was the perfect place to go look at fireworks. So I can definitely understand return of the reasoner what you're saying. Let's see, and that way I won't have it with me and won't be tempted to use it. Don't do that. No, that's exactly what a credit card is temptation. You have plastic. You're not looking at money. Oh, well, 200 here, 100 here, 50, 75, 150, 25, 30. Then when that bill comes in and you're staring at $5,000, so you got to watch. I know all about that. Hi, Linda. Hey, Scorpio. Hey, TA. Hmm. Funny that funny that sunset was mentioned, but there are about three or four regulars that are usually on my lives that are not here today, or at the moment they're not. Um, but that's okay. Maybe they'll show up in a little bit. Let's see. I have one card that I use when I travel, and when I get home, I pay off the balance in full. I am happy to say I have been debt free for over a year and loving it. Great. That's fantastic. And that's what I urge people to do: pay the card off in full. But let me tell you guys a little bit of a helping hand, and I encourage everybody to do it. If you want to make a little bit of a large purchase, say a couple of hundred, $300, $400. Let's say you want to go buy a television. Let's say your television goes out. Know your billing cycle, know when that statement prints. Listen to this. The day that your statement prints, even a day before or even a day after, go buy that TV. Your statement's already printed. So it's going to show up on the following statement and then do the following month. So what you've done is you've bought yourself an extra month, and it helps you pay it off. Take what you've charged, count how many weeks it is from the week that you bought that TV to the due date. Count how many weeks, 4, 5, 6, 7, whatever it is, 10, 8. Divide that many weeks into the amount that you charged and put that much on it each week, each week, each week, each week, each week. By the time the last week rolls around, you make that last payment, it's paid off. It's basically a small layaway. The only difference is you own the item. You don't have to wait until it's paid off to get it out of layaway. That's a little tip I know. Let's see. The only thing I remember about Jacksonville is the port. At the time, I saw big cruise ships. Yes, Linda, that's correct. Out on Heckscher Drive or down around Blunt Island is where all of that Jacksport also is all intertwined right there. So that's probably where you were at. Let's see. Yep, Steve Young, 74. The credit card companies love when people have credit card debt. They make money that way. Yeah, yeah, they do. They don't want you to pay off the balance in full. They lose out. Oh no, they want you to pay 15, 16, 14, 20%, whatever the interest rate is on your card. They want you to do that. That's all they're after. Not me though. I play it smart. If I can't pay off a balance within a certain amount of time, if I have an empty card elsewhere with a 2.9, 3.9, 1.9, even a 0, that money gets moved just like that. They don't need my money, especially when I'm a good paying customer and I'm on time. Um, and it takes time and lots of discipline, but it will have. Oh, absolutely, Paula. That's the thing. Everything is in the mind. You have to set your mind to it, and follow through. And it doesn't take much, to mess it up. So you really it's discipline. It's absolutely right. That's absolutely right. Um, I had a year of interest-free credit card and I still got all the points. Got a free round trip flight. Oh, that's great. Yeah, if they offer you the low interest rate, I mean, it's the same as cash. It really is. But that's fantastic. That's great to hear. My Discover at present is offering me 1 year interest-free for purchases, and they do that. About every 3, 4, 5 months. They tend to. Of course, I have to call in, talk to an APR specialist, and if it's available, they give it to me. If you're in good standing. Let's see. Hmm. I'm wondering if me coming on live on a Saturday was the right thing to do. Um, for only because I'm not seeing. I mean, I know everybody's got things to do. I know it's 4th of July weekend, and I'm sure people are making plans, but or things, for what they're going to do in a couple of days. But yeah, there's about 3 or 4 of my regulars that are usually here that are not. Um, I know one in particular who's not here, and this person usually is here like clockwork. Actually, two. Oh, I take that back. One of them just showed up. Hey, Richard. Oh no, that sucks. I'm sorry to hear that. I hope you feel better. I hope you feel. I don't like hearing about people that are sick. I guess because of me having my condition and all of that, and having and knowing what pain is like and all of that. Um, I just have a lot of sympathy for people in that respect. Yeah. Let's see. Ann says, let me see. I didn't want to do a balance transfer, but they gave me no choice. All the payments and I made above the minimum. I felt like I wasn't making a dent. You're not going to. If your rate, if you have a 14, 15, 16% interest rate, and it also depends on the balance. No, you're not going to make a dent because 3/4 of your payment is going toward the interest. No, Janet, he doesn't drink tea, but I'll let him answer that question. I should not have spoken for him, but as far as I know, he does not. Um, yeah, I really hope you do feel better, Richard. I'm sorry to hear that. It sucks when you don't feel good. I know that feeling. Richard, I will make a suggestion to you if I may. Um, I don't know how. I'm not talking about caffeinated tea, not caffeinated. Herbal teas. The next time you go shopping, put this down on your list. Buy yourself a box of Bigelow or Celestial Seasoning, whatever brand you want, chamomile tea, and try to keep a little bit of honey around. And what I do is when I make it, I'll put about a teaspoon and a half or so of honey in, and I'll put the tea bag in and I'll let it steep for about 3 minutes and I'll drink it. And it's really good. It's a calmer downer. It's a sedative. It's good for the stomach if you've got stomach issues. Oh, you're welcome, Richard. Again, I just don't like to see people that are not feeling well. Um, let's see. I know that when I was a little boy, my mom, God rest your soul, mom. I know that when she did certain things for me, it was either chamomile tea with honey. She used to do water, a small bay leaf, and a piece of lemon in a saucepan, bring it to a boil, shut it off, pour the liquid back in a cup, put a little bit of sugar or honey, stir it, drink it. I'm not trying to be grotesque here, but the end result, you're either going to throw it up or it's going to come out the back end. Whenever I drank it, it was always the back end. I would rather do that than to throw up. But I'll tell you this, after you drink it, you do feel better. The only thing I will not do the baking soda, antacid. Forget it. That is the nastiest tasting, most gross thing that's ever come about. Another thing I do recommend, if you have it, ginger ale. Ginger is great for the system. It's also good for the immune system. Yeah, Richard, like I said, I don't think you can't go wrong. I think you'll like it. Again, it's caffeine free. It's caffeine free. It's got a nice flavor. Again, a chamomile is a flower, so it's not like you're drinking anything bad. Me, I'm just having a little bit of, as you know, I happen to purchase it from Amazon. I'm just having a little bit of Maxwell House coffee with a little bit of hazelnut creamer in it. Oh, and your mom gave you ginger ale. Oh yeah. Now keep in mind, I gave up soda about 18 and a little better years ago because I was having some health issues. I didn't know what was going on. But ginger ale is one soda that I will make an exception to. Oh, thank you so much, Paula. That's so kind of you. That's so kind of you to say. Again, there's a little bit of a story again behind me and Jan, and I'm sure she's said it many times over. She and I met in a music group. I'll just say the social media platform on Facebook. I met her through a 1960s music group. And from there, I found out she had a hat on one day. We passed a few words in the beginning. When I saw this one hat, and then had she mentioned the word eBay, then we got it started talking into, comparing notes and how we used to go about selling and things like that. And then, our friendship progressed from there. I helped her start her channel. I told her, you can do this. It's basically me pushing her out the helicopter, and then she said, Steve, you have a broadcaster's voice. You have a lot of tips and information. You should start yours. So we kind of helped each other out a little bit here and there. So I have a channel thanks to her, and she's got one thanks to me. So it kind of balances out. Oh, Richard, you haven't had ginger ale since you were a kid. Um, well, I understand that, but again, it doesn't hurt to have a couple of 3 on hand, in case something like that happens. Um, yes, Janet, the pokey cookies, they're very thin, and it's got chocolate covered on it. Um, do you happen to remember? It's not a breadstick, but this is. to give you a sort of idea of what it's like. But remember, it's chocolate. It's not chocolate hazelnut. Remember those breadsticks you had that you dipped in the chocolate or the Nutella? It's kind of like that, but again, it's chocolate. It's not chocolate hazelnut. It's very good. So if you ever want to buy the pokey, it comes about 8 or 10, packages in that red thing that I showed you, and you've got about 6 or 7 per pack. Um, and it's guilt free. The calories are not all that bad. So and there's a different array of flavors that you can pick from. Let's see. Can't drink it if I'm well because I only had it when I was sick. Um, yes, pro, pro, Paroline, Proline. Yeah, and that's right. What I bought at the dollar store, I guess, is their version of it, and I've had both. And for $1.25, I'm not really knocking what I bought. It's really not that bad. So, I mean, I would recommend, trying it if you can ever find it if you have a dollar store. Let's see. I like Pepto when I have a sour stomach, but I have a family member that doesn't like it at all. Yeah, Scorpio. Pepto Bismol, yeah, it's got that. I can't describe it. There's a certain texture about it when you taste it. It's not a milky taste. I can't describe it, but there's a certain texture about the Pepto. Even I'm not that big on it. I would rather go a different direction, a carbonated water, the ginger ale, or whatnot. Richard, yes. Matter of fact, they do. When you go grocery shopping, I'm going to give you a couple of names. Jot it down. Schweppes, Schwepps, PPES, my bad, and Canada Dry. Those are two good ones that I used to always buy and drink. See, Richard, thank you. That's a prime example. There is a certain texture or something about the body of the Pepto Bismol. I can't take it either. I don't like it. I won't touch it. It is nauseating, Richard, but I can definitely understand why it would make you vomit. No, stick with the ginger ales, like the two brands I mentioned. Carbonated water, that's also good to have around. That's why I have carbonated water in the case that um, I'm not feeling well. I wasn't feeling well a couple of nights ago. I had a messed up stomach, so I had to drink about a can and a half of carbonated water, the Polar brand, in order to make my stomach subside. Those cookies I saw earlier with different flavored cookies look pretty darn good to me, Steve, from the dollar. Oh, well, let me tell you, I tried. Uh, Actually, you only get 10 to a pack, so it's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Um, but the orange so far is pretty good, and I like to have it with coffee. That's it, chalky. I couldn't think of the word. It has that chalky. I avoid Pepto at all cost. I have other methods to use. Um, oh, Richard, you can't drink orange juice because it makes you throw up. Now let me tell you, I'm going to tell you guys a little secret. I like my citrus. I'm a mandarin orange. Not the juices now. I am a mandarin orange. I'm an orange person, tangerine, grapefruit, any of those. I'm a citrusy type person. But because of my blood type, I found out being O positive, people that have O blood types cannot consume a lot of citrus juices at one time. It messes up your stomach. I found that out. But I am a citrus person. I love my citrus. I'm not going to deny it. People think, "Oh, but you're in Florida." What does that have to do with it? I just like citrus. Um, Saltines or oyster crackers help too. Oh, I could see that. Maybe the salt content, possibly. Um, oh, see, that's yeah. You can eat the oranges. Eating yogurt, I'll tell you why. I know the answer. Yogurt kills acidity. For some reason, it kills the acidity in a person's stomach. Oh, Scorpio, you like the taste of Pepto? It is a very acquired taste. Now, if you can get past the chalkiness, that's fine. And that was the word I was trying to think of. I couldn't. But um, I just say it takes a lot of bravery to use Pepto. Um, and how did I find that out? I found it out about 7 years ago from a man um, I had purchased. I had lived in an RV at one time, bought the RV from this guy. And we got to know each other, got to talking a little bit. And he says, I'm an O blood type. I think he was positive. And he says, I love my citrus, but I cannot consume a lot of it at one time. He says people with type O blood can only consume citrus juices in small moderation consumption, which is true. I only drink about 4 ounces. I'll wait about 45 minutes and I'll go back and get a little more. I'll break it up instead of me drinking one whole 10-ounce glass. So that's how I found out. Bye, Richard. Take care. Have a good one. Tell your sister I said hello if you like. Um, see, Richard, you can eat oranges. That's how I am. I can sit down and eat 4 or 5 mandarin oranges, which I love. The ones that come in the bag. I love them. I mean, but orange juice is where you have to be careful. Um, hey, wait a minute. Now, Richard and myself, since we're all O blood types, we can donate to the other types. But you guys have one advantage over me that I don't. Because you're O negative, you can donate to the positive and the negative side of blood types. I can only donate on the positive side. I don't know if you guys knew that, but that's the difference between an O negative and and an O positive. Speaking of yogurt, all the Noosa yogurts are great. My favorite is a salted caramel. Yum yum. Yeah, Paula, I bought the salted caramel back in April, and I love it. I was afraid that it was going to be too salty, too overkill, but that wasn't the case. What I like about the Noosa yogurts is the creaminess and the pureness. I like the fact that it's made with whole milk because I realize that whole milk has got a lot of fat in it. But I've always been a whole milk type person. If I can't drink whole milk, I'll do 2%. But that's as low as I'll go. I won't go below that. Because to me, it just tends to take a lot of the I like the fat in milk. I don't know why, but I always have. Especially when I'm drinking chocolate milk. Don't give me low fat milk. I want the real deal chocolate milk. I want full blown chocolate. You can taste the difference. Um, right, Scorpio. If you remember a while back when I went to BJ's Wholesale Club, I bought like a 12 pack of the Noosas. I've tried them all at this point, but I love it. It's great. And I know Noosa can be a difficult yogurt to locate. I know a couple of my subscribers have said they can't find it. But this is what threw me. I'm gonna keep the person anonymous. So you call no, let me back up. So you go to your Walmart and or you call your Walmart looking for Noosa yogurt. They never heard of it. Well, it just so happens I know what state this person lives in. So I go to every Walmart in that particular city. Why is Noosa showing that it's in stock? Is it because perhaps maybe the person or persons uh, does not want to do their job, or they're just out of the know of things? But what I want to know is, why am I seeing one thing and this person's getting another answer when they call? There's a little problem there. So which one's right? Is the website wrong, or is the person that works at Walmart over the phone right? It kind of makes you wonder. Oh, Richard, you rarely drink milk. Okay. I mean, I do. I do drink milk here and there. Um, I would much rather put it in cereal or oatmeal or grits or cream of wheat. Um, Maybe mix milk with something else like a carnation instant breakfast, or you make a powdered drink with it or something. But as far as milk by itself, yeah, I'll drink it. I'm probably along the same line as Richard. Every now and again I will, but not a whole lot. Oh yeah, I'm a cheese lover. First off, I've got Sicilian ancestry in me. I grew up with lots of spaghetti and pasta, manicotti, stuffed shells, lasagna, all of that. Cheese. There's not really that many cheeses out there that I don't like unless it's one of those stinky, smelly ones. Those I can do without. Oh, you don't eat cereal? I didn't know that. Okay. Oh, speaking of Wisconsin, I used to order stuff, cheese, and some other things from a company called Figgies, Figis. I don't know if that sounds familiar. Um, and I bought some cheese. I bought a wheel of baby Swiss. Let me tell you something. I mean, I've eaten cheese. I've tried different cheeses over the years. That has to be the best baby Swiss cheese I ever put in my mouth, and that's without a doubt. Well, why wouldn't it be? It comes right from the cheese state. So, Um, Scorpio, more power to you. I've tried on numerous occasions to acquire a taste for blue cheese, but I cannot. For those that like it, again, that's fine. But I do like ranch, buttermilk ranch especially. I like my Caesar dressings, French dressing. I'm not really too item specific or too particular when it comes to dressings that I put on my salad. But the blue cheese is one that I never really acquired a taste for. I've tried, but I just can't. Oh, provolone. Absolutely. When I go, first off, yeah, I can go to a sub shop. I can go to Firehouse Subs. I can go to Quiznos. I can go to Subway, which I'm not a fan of. I can go to any sub shop, any of those. To me, Publix makes the best subs. And provolone is one of the cheeses a lot of the time that I like to use on because whenever I get a sub made, um, they have different cheeses available. But if you don't want what they have, they can go cut it for you. So I usually do provolone, Munster. I do like mozzarella. I do a smoked Gouda. I do Swiss, baby Swiss. Those are usually about five or six of my go-to cheeses. Oh, and of course I do cheddar or yellow and white American. I don't want to leave those out. Richard, as far as blue cheese goes, this is just my take on it. Everybody's different. To me, it's an acquired taste, but it's one that I never developed a taste for. I just never have. All right, Paula, have a great 4th of July. I'll see you next time. It was good to see you. I hope you're doing well. Oh, Richard, I've done that. Mac and cheese with Gouda. I've done it. I don't know if I ever told you or any of you. I know how to make mac and cheese in a slow cooker from scratch. It only takes about an hour and a half. That's it. And it's better than any boxed mac and cheese you'll buy. At least I think so. Oh, Linda, you're next door to Wisconsin. Okay. Oh, yeah. Whenever I get a sub, yeah, like I said, one of the cheeses that I'll usually get is smoked Gouda. Absolutely. Or Gouda in general. Another cheese I like, you can't find it in a deli. You have to buy a round um, ball, or it's round and it's got like red wrapping on it, kind of like the Baby Bell cheeses does. It's called Edam, EDAM, and it reminds me a little bit of a mild cheddar when you take a bite of it. So you saw a video where they mixed cheese, uncooked macaroni, half and half, cooked in the oven. Baked. Now there's a video that I saw that was kind of like that. Well, what the guy did, and this is all baking it in the oven. He took a big chunk of Velveeta and laid it like in a 13 by 9, and then he went around it with elbow macaroni, and then he put his milk. Then he took shredded cheese, he put that over it, did it up, stuck it in his oven, like you say, about a half hour, pulled it out, boom. He had mac and cheese. Scorpio, that laughing cow cheese that come in the little wedges, I like to toast some bread, like wheat bread especially, or a good multigrain. And I'll take one of those laughing cows and I'll put it on top of the bread and I'll spread it out and I'll eat it almost like a cream cheese. It's really good. I grew up on those laughing cows. I ate that when I was a little boy when I lived overseas. And Velveeta in mac and cheese is numero uno. I kid you not. Because when I did it in the slow cooker, it's been a few years, and I kind of remember the recipe from memory, about 80% of it. Velveeta helps bring the flavor out. It gives it more of a boost. It's actually very good. Yeah, Gouda, Linda, primo, love it. Um, oh, you enjoy coming to Florida from time to time? It's not bad. If a person's going to visit, if a person is going to visit Florida, I recommend like in the spring or in the fall, where it's not overly hot. That way you can see everything. Um, Richard, yes, I did. The one about Polk County, I saw it. Um, Little did I know, though. Now, keep in mind, I lived in the county right beside it. At one time, I lived in Pasco, Zephyr Hills. Yes, as in bottled water. But I never thought Polk County to be the fastest growing county in Florida for people to go there. I would have figured here. I mean, with 898,000 people, you would think Jacksonville would be the place. But here's the thing: the temperatures down there is different than what you have up here. There is about a 5 to 7 degree difference warmer down there. And not only that, um, the truer essence of Florida is like Central Florida South, because then you start seeing the pine tree, not pine trees, but palm trees. I don't really have any up here on this side, up in this area of Florida. In North Florida, no, I don't have the pine trees. That's all, or not pine trees. I got to quit saying that. Palm trees, they're all down there. Especially when you start getting down around West Palm Beach, Fort Pierce, Port St. Lucie, that direction, Fort Myers, over that way, Punta Gorda. When you get down that way, then you start seeing the palm trees. Oh no, Ann, that's fine. Using using regular cheddar is fine as well. Velveeta is just an option. Okay, I didn't know that. So in Eau Claire, low crime rate. See, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying now. I do know. I wouldn't say okay. I want to get away from Jacksonville. I want to live in a smaller county. I know of several. I've lived in Florida for 40 years. Well, coming up on the 17th, I've been here 40. But I want to live in a smaller county, 20, 30,000 people. I'm perfectly fine with that. Um, I want to have my stores and places to go and shop. If I had a need to come to Jacksonville, that's fine, which I would, like a doctor's appointment or something like that. Especially my eye doctor. I've had the same eye doctor for 21 years and going on 22. So that would be one instance to where I would come to Jacksonville. Naples, Scorpio is way down in the south end of Florida. It's west of Miami. It's actually on the opposite side of Florida of where Miami's at, Collier County. Um, it's very upscale there. I will say this, I've never been there. I haven't been that far. The farthest I've ever been down on that particular side of Florida is Fort Myers. Judge Judy, the one we see on television, she has a home there. That's where one of her homes is located. Um, Richard, Yulee is nice. That's the next county north of me. You want to go to Yulee? Get on 95. I'd say that's about a 40-minute drive from here, and you're in Yulee, not too far. I started to move there. I probably should have. Um, my insurance premiums would be lower. Homeowners insurance and things like that would be lower than being in Duval County, which is what Jacksonville consists of. Now, you let me go right here. So I go out this light. I take a left and I go a half a mile. Now I'm in Clay County. That's a whole other county. That's Orange Park. You're welcome to look that one up too if you ever want to check it out. The rate goes down. Lower insurance premium, lower homeowners insurance. Everything goes down. Property taxes go down. Same goes for Yulee. Yes, Richard, I can believe that Florida is sinking for the simple fact I'm surrounded by water. The Gulf, the Atlantic, down below me. So I've got water all around me. I'll tell you another state that is probably sinking, and if it's not, I'm actually surprised that it isn't. Another one is Texas. You have water on both sides of you. Or wait a minute, or do you? Yeah, yeah, I think to a point you do have water on both sides of you. I'm thinking either that or I need to drink some more of this coffee and my thoughts are not right. But, you know, I do agree though, any state that has water on both sides is probably sinking more or less. That makes perfect sense. I do believe that. But you know what? Would I ever consider moving out of Florida? Eh, yeah. I mean, the only place I've ever lived outside of Florida, I did live in Georgia for a little while, for about a year. It's a town called Kingsland. It's just north of Yulee. Oh, Scorpio. So Naples used to be nice. I'm just curious. Did you ever live there? Because that's like I said, that's down west. It's on the opposite side of where Miami's at. It's pretty far down. I've never been there. Like I said, I haven't been all over Florida. I've only been as far south as Port St. Lucie on the Atlantic side, and I've been to Fort Myers. I've never seen Miami. I've never been to Key West. Funny that let's see here. Learn how to swim. I know how to swim, but I haven't swam in a while. Keep in mind, I almost drowned at the beach at 13. So, eh, that right there is enough to, make you think otherwise about getting into water. Let's see. Oh, you've never lived anywhere besides Long Island? Never been to Long Island, but I hear it's absolutely stunning. One of these days, I would love to go back to New York, but I'm not going by myself. It's not going to happen. Richards, North Carolina, been there. Matter of fact, I've been on the eastern side of North Carolina. I've been the center, and I've been to the west side. The west side of North Carolina, you've got your mountains, so you get the cooler, fresher air. I wouldn't, I wouldn't mind doing that. I wouldn't mind checking out or living in North Carolina. I mean, I wouldn't have a problem with it. Keep in mind, tornadoes. So you do get a trade off. I get tornadoes here too. You've never lived anywhere other than Green Bay? Well, I've only lived in Florida. Like I said, that slight, 9 months a year and right above, the Georgia line in Georgia, Kingsland, because my dad was military. And I don't know. I'm just I'm just trying to take an educated guess on what I don't know. I would rather give an educated guess than to give some stupid, dumbfounded answer, but that's just me. Um, let's see. Although the eastern end, the Hamptons, that I've heard about. That I'm a little bit knowledgeable about. That I have heard is nice. Let's see. Scorpio. So agree. Richard Santee used to swim in the canal, visited young my mother's friend. Could be called the alligator whisperer. He knew them and they knew him. Oh wow. Richard, I have to tell you, in the years that I've been in Florida, have I seen an alligator at a distance? Yes, I have. Have I seen them in water? Yes, I have. Have I ever encountered one or come at me, or I was their choice of appetizer, so to speak? No, but I have seen them. And needless to say, I didn't hang around all that long when I saw them in the water or even up on the bank. I left. I got my car and I left. I said, I'm out of here. I'm not going to do this. But other than that, I haven't really had any encounters with an alligator in the years that I've been here. Overcrowded and expensive, but we do have almost everything here. Well, that's good. Yeah. Well, I don't go everywhere. Again, I'm not good around a large concentration of people. I never have been. I can do 20, 30 people, 40, maybe like at a little family gathering or something like that. That's fine. People ask me, "Oh, but Steve, you love music, right?" Yeah. Have you ever been to a rock concert? No. Would I ever go to one? Yeah. Just never been to one because I cannot handle a large concentration of people. I flip out. I don't know what it is, but oh, Richard, that have I ever had an alligator in my bed? No. No, I haven't. Not even in my dream. Not even in my dream. No, 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 no. And let's that alligator. I don't like him either. See, I kind of know where to go and where not to go. So as far as me seeing them at a distance, and it's quite a bit of distance away where I saw them. I don't really even think they knew I was there, but maybe they did. No, you don't want to provoke an alligator. If you see it in the water doing its own thing, let it be. Let it like the Beatles. Let it be. Let it do its own thing. Yeah, concerts are loud. The only concert I've really ever been to is the Nutcracker, the symphony around Christmas time, downtown. It's rather beautiful. That's actually a rather beautiful thing to see. If you ever get a chance to see it, it really is. Yes, and people do find them in their swimming pools. That's why I won't own a swimming pool. Everybody has to have a, "Oh, I gotta have a pool. Ew, it's so good. I can just get in my water and just swim and I got the." All right. Think about all the time and trouble. I was just talking to somebody about this yesterday, as a matter of fact, and you know who you are. I was just talking to somebody about this. Why do I want a swimming pool in the backyard of my house? Think of all the upkeep. Think of all the upkeep. Cleaning it out, wash it out, refill it, put the chlorine in and all the elements and everything that has to go in it. It has to be a certain pH or whatever it is. Then you also risk having the property taxes on your house go up. Is it really worth having a pool? I'm just as happy going away from my house and use a pool. They're they're all over the place. Why would I want one at my house? I have no interest in it. But they do find them in their pools, yes, at their housing at their homes. Yeah, Richard, I know that story about the guy in Hallandale. Absolutely. I know that story. There was one, um, it might be the same story. It's where the guy took the alligator and somehow was able to trap it in some type of a trash can or something. Or I might be thinking of a different story, but I do know the one that you're thinking of. They do run a short distance, but they can run very fast in that short distance, about 30 miles an hour. No human being can run 30. And folks, people provoke them and then they get attacked. Don't swim in the water means don't swim in the water, and we have build condos, apartments, houses on their territory. Oh, of course. Why does that not surprise me? Why does that not surprise me? Anything to make a buck, right? Oh, this looks good. Hey, let's build some condos. Boom, you got condos. Little do you know, you're on alligator infested tourist territory. Kind of reminds me of that movie Poltergeist. A whole slew of houses was built on top of a freaking cemetery. Oh, that was clever. Oh, you're not a fast runner. Oh, stop. You're Richard, you're not old. You're not old. Um, bye, Scorpio. Peace, love, hope, and faith to you. Good talking to you. I'll catch you next time. I can't run that fast either. I mean, here I am, what? I'm about to be 48 in about, what, almost 4 months, a little shy of that. But no, I can't run all that fast. I can trot, but marathon runner? No, no, no way. You're 63? Yeah. I have an uncle that's about your age. I've got I've got one uncle that's I've only got one living uncle. I've got one living aunt. That's it. All the rest have passed. So that's really all I got going for me. I have one aunt that lives down in Wildwood. She's going to be 86 in August, and then her brother, he's going to be 68, I think, in November. And that's all I've got going for me as far as aunts and uncles. That you know, I've got cousins. I've got those. Um, I got brother-in-laws and I got sister-in-law. I've got that too. But not only am I a son, a brother, I'm a nephew. I'm also I'm also an uncle, I should say, and I'm also a great uncle. I just became a great uncle about a week ago. My oldest nephew and his wife just had a little baby boy, so I just became a great uncle. Yeah, Richard Wildwood. Okay, let's go back to the video that you asked me about. The same guy. He had another video just prior to that one about the villages. The villages, you can look it up on a map. The villages in Wildwood are basically like this. They're like neighborly to each other. If you go down a road here called 301, you go into Wildwood. You take a left on two different roads. You have 466, and then you have 466A as an apple or alpha. If you take that left, that 466A will take you to where my aunt lives. If you follow that out far enough on either road, either 466A or the one that's not, you follow it out, you go right into the villages. So the villages and Wildwood are pretty much like that. I don't like the fact that the villages was built because that makes Wildwood look like a meh type place. And Wildwood at one time was a great place to live. Very country, very small, very little. Yeah, you had a few stores you could go shopping. You could go to Leesburg to do more shopping, a little bit bigger. You can look up Leesburg if you like. And you've got Lady Lake in the area. And this is all south of Ocala. That's another town in Florida, about an hour and 40 minutes from me by car. Um, all right, Anne. I'm glad that you were able to pop up. I hope you have a great fourth. I'll talk to you next time. Um, let's see. The villages lead the United States in sexually transmitted diseases. Where have I heard this before? I don't mean to laugh because it's not a funny matter, but do you realize that I'm sorry, I really don't mean to laugh because STD is not a funny thing, but a majority of your people that live in the villages are in their 70s and above. It's a retirement type thing. Um, so, wow. I tell you what, I'm glad you told me that. I'll pass. And I've been to the villages. I've eaten at a couple of restaurants at the villages. This was when I went down and visited my aunt. It's been a few years since I've been. I need to go see her though. It's been a pretty good while. Okay, the one we were talking about yesterday, the Nick Johnson. Yeah, I've been looking at. I watched the one you told me about the Polk County. I did see some of the one about the villages. I might want to go back and watch the rest of it. I do like what I'm seeing because I'm learning a few things here and there about Florida I really didn't know. All right, did you mention Lutz, Florida? That's down where I lived back in 2013. That Lutz is like around Tampa area. Tampa's nice, but again, big town. Military town, you got MacDill Air Force Base. Well, right now, traffic is a nightmare on in Tampa, especially when you get on Dale Mabry. If you ever watch a video, maybe Nick will do something about Tampa. If he ever mentions Dale Mabry, which is like the main drag in Tampa, um, it's pretty populated. I truly believe Tampa will eventually head the same direction as Jacksonville. I never really looked to see what the population is, but I know it's pretty big. Uh, yeah, traffic is bad enough. I'll tell you what I don't like. There is an interstate that runs between Tampa and say just south of Daytona. You could also look this up. It's I-4, Interstate 4. Hate it. Hate it. I won't drive it. I won't drive it. I would rather take a back road. For some reason, that is one interstate of all the interstates that are in Florida. That one I won't drive because it's too dangerous. That's the NASCAR 500. People need to realize if they wanted you to go faster, they would have put that speed limit up. That speed limit is there for a reason. I personally think they need to drop the speed limit back. Drop it back to 55 miles an hour. I mean, we do have $4.48 a gallon per gas for a gallon of gas. Drop the gas, drop the speed back. That's what they did back in the 70s when the gas crunch hit. They lowered the miles per hour of the speed to help people preserve gas. Believe it or not, my favorite speed to drive a car. Oh, but you'll get run over. 60 miles an hour. Because guess what? My dad, he taught me how to drive. My dad, well, he's not here to defend himself, and nobody can say anything about it because he's passed. My dad, as a teenager, used to haul moonshine. He taught me how to drive. So don't think that I don't know here and there. And I do know this, the faster you that's absolutely right, Richard. Nobody obeys the speed limit. But people are also forgetting something. The faster you go, you better be able to control that car that much quicker. You better know what to do. The faster you go, the quicker you got to figure out. I want to be able to feel my car. If something happens, I want to be able to control it. It's harder to do that when you're doing 80, 85, 90 miles an hour. I'm just saying. 45 is good. 45 is good. Let me tell you a little story. I don't think I was born yet, or maybe I was. No, I was not. I take that back. It was before I was born. My dad used to own a 72 Dodge Dart. He drove from basically Wildwood, Florida. I told you about Leesburg. I think it was Leesburg. From Leesburg to Jackson, Tennessee, doing 50 miles an hour. He only used 2.5 tanks of gas. And that was probably about 1971. So, no, I was not born. It's 3 years before I was born. But the faster you go, control your car that much faster, you're going to burn more gas. See, nobody thinks things through anymore. And you can't be Mr. Badass, excuse my language, when you pull onto the interstate over here. The interstate to there's a 295 beltway here in Jacksonville. Goes all the way around the city. People think they have to be doing 80, 90 miles an hour by the time they hit the interstate where they merge. Why? Not me. I'm doing about 50, 50, 52, 55 when I merge on. To me, that's perfectly fine, enough speed. Why do you got to be doing 80? You want to do 80? You want to do 90? You want to do 110? Why don't you go down to Daytona? I believe it's exit 92. Take a left. And International Speedway, I believe it's what it's called. You can go right to where they have the NASCAR races. Get out there when all the rest of them are driving. They do 170, 180, 200 miles an hour. Think you can keep up? I mean, if everybody wants to drive NASCAR or Coke Zero or Pepsi 400, they want to be all that, which they're not. Go to Daytona. Get on that track. Get out there with all the big boys. See how well you do. It might teach you a lesson. That's how I look at it. Let's see. Richard, I do too. I like the back roads. Um, I don't like the interstate. Why? Because I'm looking at road and trees and dirt. Okay. Oh yeah. Exciting. No, I want to look at homes. I want to. Now, I'll tell you something. Now, the neck there's a about an hour from me south is you can look this up. Maybe Nick will do a video on it. St. Augustine. I like to take A1A beach side, right down the beach. I'm looking at homes. I'm looking at certain parts of where you go down A1A. You can see the beach. It's not boring, and it is lower speed limit. Right out on A1A, I think the speed limit is 55, 50. So I have no problem taking back roads. People forget way back before all these interstates were uh, put in, you had to take the back roads. You had to take roads like the ones you're talking about. Otherwise, how are you going to get there? You're not. Okay, so you have more red lights. There is that possibility. So what? At least you won't fall asleep. And a little trick. I told you this yesterday. If you're going to travel two, three, four, five, 600 miles, do not eat carbs. Carbs will make you sleepy. Carbs will make you tired. So the thing to do is to go stop off and have like a nice salad, something with protein in it, not so much bread, starch, and that's the way to go. I did that. My dad and I, when we traveled back in 2010, we went all the way up to New Hampshire, not in one day, but We eventually got there. All the traveling we did, I ate salads, chef salad, Caesar salads. There's one called that Walmart has called a ranch Cobb salad with hard boiled egg and little pieces of bacon bits. It's really good. If you've never had it, they're really good salads. About $4 or $5, but so worth it. And I just used my food stamp card to buy it. As long as it's cold food, you can buy anything. I like small, quaint towns too. I really do. Um, Jacksonville's all right. Well, I don't want to say Jacksonville's all right. I don't despise it. I don't hate it. Um, I don't know why I came back. I just did. But the back roads will allow you to experience small towns. That's absolutely right. Believe it or not, I got to tell you a little story. There's a town in Florida, hour or so away. It's where I go to get my tag renewal and any title work done on my car. Palatka. On the way there, there's this little town. If you blink, you're in and out of it. Spuds. Spuds. So just imagine living in Spuds, Florida. There's nothing there. A spot on the wall, quote unquote. That's right. Interstates, there's a lot of towns when you're on the interstate that you don't see on the back roads. Oh, it might take you a little longer to get there when you're on the back road, but well, the only other thing I'm doing right now is I've got my phone, and if you look, I've got Sam Cooke twisting the night away. So I've been when I get bored easy. When I get bored, what I tend to do is I'll go to my phone, either Spotify. I've got something called Deezer, Deezer. I've got Pandora. I've got iHeart. And if I don't want to do that, if I want to listen to radio stations around the United States, I got another app called Odyssey, Audacy, and it will allow you to go, around to different states and pull up radio stations. Example, if I want to listen to a radio station based out of Green Bay, I'm sure I could look it up. No, Richard, he passed quite a while back too. Quite a while back. I don't think it's recent. Let me take a look because I love his music. Oh wow, he passed away. Well, let's see, he was born January 22nd, 1931. He died December 11th of 64. So he was only 32. That's an awful that's awful young to pass. Okay, he was shot and killed by a manager of a motel in Los Angeles. And after an inquest and investigation, the courts ruled Cook's death to be a justifiable homicide. His family has since questioned the circumstances of his death. Wow. That is way too young to die. Yeah. Being that young, you have the whole world. You've got the whole world in front of you, you know? I would turn the volume up on this music, but I can't because I don't want to get any type of copyright claims to come back on me. So that's the reason why I'm not turning it up. But now this is another this is another group I like. Um I think Richard, we were talking about British type groups, but I know the lead singer of this group is Irish. You too, you too, and that's off their first album, Out of Control. Okay, another group that I liked back in the '70s, Supertramp. That was another one I wanted to mention to you yesterday. Um, Only because another one that I do like. I was a big fan of her as of hers as a solo artist, but I also liked her when she was with the group. Belinda Carlisle, I also liked her when she was with the Go-Go's. Simply Red, holding back the years. Love, 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 love that song. That is so beautiful. And the way it transitions. Well, Richard, let me see if this rings a bell. They did a song called The Logical Song. When I was young, it seemed that life was so wonderful, a miracle. It's beautiful, magical. All the birds in the trees, will they be singing so happily? Oh, joyfully, oh, playfully, watching me. That one, The Logical Song. And then they did another one called Take the Long Way Home. I don't know if any those two songs happen to ring a bell. They were real popular about 79 or 80. But yeah, coming back, I was always a fan of Belinda Carlisle. I liked her. I liked her when she was with the Go Go's. Another group I liked from the '80s. I'm surprised this didn't pop up. I like Bananarama. Oh, this I'm really surprised I didn't happen to mention. Hall and Oates, Daryl Hall and John Oates. Oh, so you do remember? Okay, yeah, that's Supertramp. They had another one back in '77 called Give a Little Bit of My Love to You." That's how it goes. So that might ring a bell too. But Daryl Hall and John Oates, they were another um, duo that I liked. They had a lot of good songs. I like Cher. Dark Lady's my favorite. Dark Lady laughed and danced and lit the candles one by one. Played with her gypsy. The brew was gone. Dark Lady played black magic till the clock struck on the 12. She told me more about me than I knew myself. That one. I like Half Breed, Gypsies, Tramps, and Thieves. Bang Bang, My Baby Shot Me Down. I did like her when she was with Sonny. Yeah, I Got You, Babe, but I can also think of And the Beat Goes On and Baby Don't Go and um What Now My Love. There's a bunch of different ones. A Cowboy's Work Is Never Done. There's a whole bunch of different ones that they did. Oh, you don't care for Sonny? Okay. I guess, again, like everything else, an acquired taste. Okay, the OJs. I do love music. For the Love of Money, Put Your Hands Together, Backstabbers, Living for the Weekend, She Used to Be My Girl. I believe that was them. It's just a few to name off. I do like Jackie Wilson, Lonely Teardrops. Another one he did called Stop Dogging Around. That was another one I liked from him. Baby Workout. That's another one I liked. Your Love Keeps Lifting Me Higher. Yeah, he did. Yeah, Sonny did die skiing. I remember very vividly the accident back in '98. Here's one, a group from the '60s, The Association. Everyone knows it's windy. That one, Never My Love. Cherish are the words that we use to describe that one. I do like The Association. They had some nice songs. Those are the three that are coming to me at the moment. The Four Tops, of course, that's going back to Motown. Something About You is my favorite song by them, in case you're wondering. Up, Up and Away, that's the Fifth Dimension. Up, up and away in my beautiful balloon. I like that song. I always have. This is the dawning of the age of Aquarius. Yeah. I like them. Marilyn McCoo, Billy Davis Jr., of course. They were married. They had a song out back in like '76. Uh you don't have to be a star, baby, to be in my show. It was real popular. So that, yeah, they were husband and wife, Billy Davis Jr. and Marilyn McCoo. They're still married today. Um, yeah, but I do like the Fifth Dimension, Stole Soul Picnic. Let's see, One Less Bell to Answer is another one that they did. Love them, love, love, love. Yeah. Now this is a group. What I have here again, I'm looking on Spotify and it's helping me out because again, me being as musically inclined as I am, sometimes I'll get like a brain fart or a mental block, but sometimes I got to have a visual to go by. This is a group. No, I like them. I mean, I guess everybody's different. I like them. Three Dog Night. Right now, I've got Shambhala playing, but I would turn it on, but I don't want to risk any copyright. So that's the reason why I'm keeping the volume turned down. Roberta Flack, Last Time I Ever Saw Your Face. That's a pretty song. I like Roberta Flack in general. That one, Killing Me Softly with his song, Feel Like Making Love is another one I like from her. When she got together with Peebo Bryson in the '80s, Tonight I Celebrate My Love, that song is a freaking, and I'm gonna just call it what it is. That song's a freaking masterpiece. I'm just gonna call it exactly what as I see it. Let's see here. I'm just thumbing through. Gladys Knight and the Pips. If I Were Your Woman is my favorite. Of course, I heard it through the grapevine. The end of our the end of the road or the end of our road. I like that one. Neither one of us want to be the first to say goodbye. Daddy, Daddy, swear I declare, or some Daddy, I swear I declare. I can't remember that one. On and on. I feel a song in my heart. Midnight Train to Georgia. I've really got to use my imagination. All of those. I might be leaving out a few in between. Anything Gladys Knight and the Pips. It doesn't matter. I've been a big fan of them. Richard, you get a chance. I'm gonna throw something at you. You ought to whenever I get off this broadcast, and I should wrap it up pretty soon because I see how long I've been on. Go to YouTube, type in Jim Weatherly, Midnight Plane to Houston. That's where Midnight Train to Georgia came from. That's what it was before they renamed it and redid it, and it became Midnight Train to Georgia. Jim Weatherly has wrote a few songs for Gladys Knight and the Pips, but check it out. I think you'll like it. See, Linda, Richard, me, all three of us. I could just picture us enjoying all this music. To me, except for two or three genres. To me, I just like music in general. It doesn't matter. I'm not picky. Not when it comes to music. I don't discriminate. Matter of fact, I'm just going to go ahead and say it. I would say 65 to 70% of my music that I listen to are black artists. And I do like a lot of R&B, especially, and Richard, I told you this the other day, especially the R&B stuff from the 50s, like Bo Diddley, um, the Five Keys. Of course, I like the doo-wop stuff, all of that. But yeah, a majority of my music, I would say at least a good two-thirds of it is all black. No disrespect, but I don't know, black people just tend to put more in it. I mean, that's just my take on it. I could be wrong. Oh, don't mind me just answering a message. Um, a good friend of mine just left me a message. I wanted to reply back. Um, oh, they were Sam and Dave. I like Wilson Pickett, Arthur Conley, Sweet Soul Music, Junior Walker and the All Stars. Um, He's not R&B, but I like his stuff. I like Louis Armstrong, Duke Ellington. I know I'm getting into jazz now. No, music does not have any color. That's why I say I don't discriminate. I'm very open about what I listen to. Of course, I know not everybody's going to like what I listen to, but and that's okay. That's perfectly fine. None of us none of us well, we all can't be clones because if everybody's a clone of everything, then how do you have the variety of spice of life? Different strokes for different folks. Yeah, I know. Sly and the Family Stone, which is another one I like. Oh, hey Tennessee Gale. That's all right. I'm glad you're here. Now I'm not going to be on too much longer though because I see how long I've been on. Um, Richard, I wanted to ask you this yesterday. Now you say you like 80s music. I mean, who doesn't? I mean, to me, as far as I'm concerned, it's the last real decade for music. Have you ever heard of Depeche Mode or a group called Erasure? Um, because I do like a lot of 80s synth pop. But music is universal. In the words of the OJs, music is the healing voice of the world. I really believe that. I've always that line in the song "I Love Music" has always resonated with me. I don't know why. Oh, you do? Okay, great. I'll be honest with you though. If I'm going to listen to Depeche Mode, I'm more partial to the earlier side of the Depeche Mode rather than the later. I mean, I do like everything up to about the Violator album, like Personal Jesus and Policy of Truth or Enjoy the Silence. I would say from about that album back, um, I'm pretty good with them. I like Yaz, Situation, Don't Go, Erasure, which I'm listening to Erasure right now. I have it on my, I've got it here. I wish I could turn the volume up, but I just don't want to take the chance. Oh, Richard. Why it just, oh, here, now, I know how old you are, and that has nothing to do with it. I just want to make that clear. But were you ever a fan of? I'll just throw it out there. Did you ever like Fleetwood Mac, Stevie Nicks, Lindsey Buckingham? I mean, one thing I can say about Lindsey Buckingham, he's a hell of a songwriter. The man can write. I mean, he really can. And as far as I'm concerned, Fleetwood Mac would not be or have been what they are or were without Lindsay. Of course, when Fleetwood Mac first started, Stevie and Lindsay weren't there. Um, but then they joined, about 75, with Rhiannon and stuff like that. Um, Rhiannon. There's another one that's on that album. I can't think of it. It's not Rhiannon, but it's an early one. Sarah. Listen, yeah, wait a minute, baby. Yeah, love Sarah. Sarah, love it, love it, love it. Um, I really, yeah, she does. Now, as a solo artist, when Stevie, went and did her own stuff, um, my favorite song by her is off of the Rock a Little album. It's called "Talk to Me." You can talk to me when you're down now. You can talk to me. You can set your secrets free, baby. Love that song. I don't know why. That's my favorite. I know you've got Edge of 17. I know you've got Stand Back. You've got If Anyone Falls, which is another beautiful song, by the way. I do too. Yeah, she's phenomenal. And then you had Christine McVie, but what did Christine McVie do? She had one song, Got a Hold on Me. That's the only song that Christine ever did by herself. She was like a one hit wonder, you know? So, let's see here. Yeah, Richard, I'm going to have to agree with you there. Stevie by herself, I think she was better too. And of course, you and I talked about Paul Simon, Simon and Garfunkel, but of course I do like Paul by himself. And no, not just 50 Ways to Leave Your Lover. There's a few other ones he did too, like Kodachrome, Me and Julio by the Schoolyard, You Can Call Me Al, one he did called In the Evening, Slip Slide in a Way. It doesn't matter. I can do Simon and Garfunkel. I can do Paul by himself. It really doesn't matter. My favorite album by Paul, I bought it. And speaking of You Can Call Me Out, I bought it. I love that Graceland album. I played the crap out of it. I wore it out. I mean, I have it on CD now, yes, but I wore that album out. I played it and played it and played it again and again. Um, let's see. Saw Fleetwood Mac in 1987 in Hollywood, Florida. They were great. Oh, Tennessee. Okay. Yeah, Hollywood is down again, down south. And if in 1987, the Tango in the Night album was out, that had the song Little Lies on it, which is so good. I do agree, though, Stevie by herself better, but I also like Fleetwood Mac in general. My favorite Fleetwood Mac song, I would probably have to say, is called Hold Me. Love it. But again, I don't have any specific favorite, but that is one by Fleetwood Mac that I do like. Um, I wonder if this is one I should even bring up. Right now on my phone on Spotify, I have um, Love Roller Coaster by the Ohio Players on. Now, Ohio Players, I like. I like Love Roller Coaster. I like Sweet Sick Sticky Thing, Hoochie Coo. I like the song Skin Tight. I like Jive Turkey. They had a little set of songs in there that was good. Oh, Linda, you had the tape too? Yeah, I had the vinyl. The record store doesn't exist anymore. I bought it at a record store called Turtles Records and Tapes. They're not around anymore. And I bought the album, and I don't know, I just fell in love with it. He went to Africa specifically to record that, but the songs are wonderful. Like Graceland is good, Boy in the Bubble, which I love. Um, of course, You Can Call Me Al. I Know What I Know. Diamonds in the Sole of Their Shoes. That's another good one. But that is really a good album by Paul. He put a lot of thought into that one. Me too, Richard. Homeward Bound, Bridge Over Troubled Water, El Condor Pasa, The Boxer, Cecilia, um, I Am a Rock, The Sound of Silence, Mrs. Robinson, all of them. The Hazy Shade of Winter. Of course, the Bengals later on did a cover of it. They did beef it up a little bit, but they did a cover, not bad. Um, I like the Bengals too. Um, Not that I'm trying to tell off on myself, but I did have a little bit of a crush on Susanna Hoffs once upon a time. But that's a whole other story within itself. Um, anything Simon and Garfunkel, Richard, any of them, any. You want to ask me? You want to ask me who I like? This is an easy one, but if you want to ask me, hey Steve, do you like blah 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 blah? Ask me. Cool in the Gang, right on. Oh, Isaac Hayes. I might as well, since I said right on. I think of theme from Shaft. But yes, I do like Cool in the Gang. Hey, 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 what you got to say? Hollywood, Hollywood swingin'. That's a good one from the '70s. Jungle Boogie, um, Open Sesame. Can't get enough of that funky stuff. Ladies' Night, Misled, Fresh, Victory, Stone Love. Anything, well, keep in mind, but that's now I'm calling off '80s Cool in the Gang. But there is a difference between '80s Cool in the Gang and the '70s. I think I like '70s better. It's funkier. Richard, I was going to ask you about that. Meatloaf, you took the words right out of my mouth. Bat Out of Hell, Paradise by the Dashboard Light. Um, anything Meatloaf, he's cool. I like Meatloaf a lot. I know he recently passed within the last couple of years. Casey and the Sunshine Band. I want to put on my boogie shoes and boogie with you. Yep. That one. Shake, shake, shake your booty. I'm your boogeyman. Get down tonight. Please don't go. Um, I know I'm leaving something else out. So get down tonight. I might have said that. Um, anything Casey and the Sunshine Band. That's another. That's another group that I grew up with in my household. So I'm very familiar with their stuff. Um, yeah, they were a good group from the '70s. I love it. And then if you remember in the '80s, KC, I believe he went solo. Um, he come out with a song called "Give It Up." Na 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 na. Baby, give it up, baby, give it up. That one. That's when he went solo. The lead singer of KC in the Sunshine Band it is KC. It is KC. Um, I can get clarification on that. What does KC stand for? I'm not sure right off. Now, the lead singer of KC and the Sunshine Band is a guy named Harry Wayne Casey. That's his full name. But us, know him as KC. but his birth given name is Harry Wayne Casey. That's what. Hold on, I'm trying to find that out. Let's see. Oh, I get it, Richard. I got it. I had a little bit of a backward subconscious slap there. KC. The band took its name from lead vocalist Harry Wayne Casey's last name, KC in quotation, and the Sunshine Band from KC's home state, lo and behold, Florida. So his last name is Casey, so they just made it K and the letter C. So that's where that comes from. Oh, Tennessee Gale. So you knew KC firsthand. Okay. I didn't know you grew up in Miami. You're about that's about 5 hours from me. You know what? I've never been to Miami. I never have. And in the 40 years that I've been in Florida, I've never been to Miami. People tell me, "Yeah, Steve, you hadn't missed anything." So I took them at their word. Gloria Estefan, I like her with and without Miami Sound Machine. It doesn't matter. She put out some of the prettiest slow songs. Cuts both ways, don't want to lose you now. So many different ones. I really love her. Oh, and the Bee Gees. Love You Inside and Out, Too Much Heaven, How Deep Is Your Love, Tragedy, Fanny Be Tender with My Love, Jive Talkin', Wind of Change, Spirits Having Flown. Again, let's see. You Should Be Dancing, Love So Right, Boogie Child. That's all of the disco-y side stuff. Well, I wouldn't consider Jive Talkin' disco. That's kind of a little bit. I didn't see the disco stuff surface with Casey, no, with the Bee Gees until Children of the World album with You Should Be Dancing from there on. But I also love their earlier stuff like Massachusetts, I Started a Joke, um, How Can You Mend a Broken Heart, things like that. To Love Somebody, which is a fabulous song. My favorite, if you're going to go back, Run to Me. If you're going to go that side of the Bee Gees, my favorite is Lonely Days. Lonely Days. Love, 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 adore. I have it on my playlist. I listen to that one a lot. But I'll listen to the other ones too, don't get me wrong. I have two for you guys. Stephen Bishop. Now you got to be someone who grew up in the 70s to know where I'm going with this. Stephen Bishop, Elvin Bishop, the one that did Fooled Around and Fell in Love. Yeah, that's right. I like those two songs. I do like Stephen Bishop when he put out that song, It Might Be You for the movie Tootsie, the one with Dustin Hoffman. I did like that song a lot. Oh, I love that album, Tennessee Gale, One Night Only. That's really good. Oh, the song One, Baby, You and I Should Be One, One. Come out about 89. That was a good one. Short People. I mean, Richard, yes. Let me back up a little bit. Yeah, I do know Randy Newman. I know the song Short People. I know that one. Didn't he do a song called I Love LA? That's another one that's ringing a bell. Yeah, he did. And of course, the other one he did that I couldn't think of. I had to cheat a little bit. You got a friend in me. Well, I wouldn't want to move to Miami. I mean, Jacksonville is bad enough with the traffic and the amount of people that live here. I've actually had some people tell me that in some ways Miami's worse. But I'm only going by what I've heard. I can't really speak for a town or a city that I've never been in. So I'm just going by, you know, educated guess. Yeah, Richard, I like Randy Newman. He's good. Ooh, my little pretty one. When you gonna give me some time, Sharona? Ooh, you make my motor run. Motor. Yeah, I still have that album. A matter of fact, my dad or my sister. Again, that was my sister's era of music. I still have that album, The Knack, in black and white with them on the front of it. I used to like My Sharona. It's okay. It's been played a lot. I do like Good Girls Don't. Good Girls Don't, but I do. That's a good one. Matter of fact, that whole album's actually pretty good, but that's the two songs that were ever a hit for them. Oh, since we're in that area of years of music, do keep in mind I was also a child of MTV. I think shows like American Bandstand and stuff like that led up to that. Rick Springfield. Ooh, I wish that I had Jesse's girl. I wish that I had Jesse's girl. That's okay. Heavily played. If I want to listen to Rick Springfield, I'm going to be honest with you. I would much rather listen to his later stuff like Don't Talk to Strangers, Affair of the Heart, Human Touch. You better love somebody, don't. I like Love Somebody. I like that one. Celebrate Youth, State of the Heart. I would much rather listen to later Rick Springfield. I've done everything for you, even though that was originally a Sammy Hagar song. But I would much rather listen to the Jesse's Girl is fine, heavily played, heavily played. Born down in a dead man's town. The first kick I took was when I hit the ground. End up like a dog that's been beat too much too. You spend half your life just covering up now. Oh yeah, Bruce Springsteen, absolutely. As I was just singing Born in the USA. My favorite song is Glory Days. Of course, we know Dancing in the Dark. That spawned Courtney Cox's career when he says, "Hey, baby." That's when he pulls her out of the stage. You have to watch the video. But Tennessee Gale, I'm going to tell you something about me. Teenager, more so in my 20s. Teenager, 20s, 30s, even now, haven't done it in a while. I used to record vinyl and CDs. I used to record it on cassette tape, reel to reel tape, dat tape, mini disc. I screwed around. I messed around with 8 track for a while. I did that. Then I converted over to CD. I have a standalone CD recorder in my stereo that is like a cassette deck, and I can record directly from a record or a CD and do a digital copy. I can do all of that. But I used to record a lot of music in my younger years. With the years and with all that I went through as a kid growing up, music was my safe harbor, my safe zone, my comfort zone. I knew it couldn't hurt me with all the BS, I'll just say it that way, that I was putting up with in my everyday life. So that was a place for me to run to. That's the reason why I'm so knowledgeable today when it comes to music. Just saw Paul McCartney in a concert a few weeks ago. At 80, he played 3 hours straight. His voice isn't what it used to be, but he still has it going on. I like Paul McCartney. He's okay. Um, One he did called No More Lonely Nights was good. I do like another one he did called Spies Like Us, although that was a movie that had Dan Aykroyd in it. Of course, we know Paul McCartney was with the group Wings, like Band on the Run, Let 'Em In, Silly Love Songs, Admiral Halsey, Uncle Albert, stuff like that. And then, of course, the Beatles. My favorite Beatles song, in case all of you don't know, I know a lot of people like them and some don't. My favorite Beatles song is Paperback Writer. I just love the transition in that song. Richard, you were telling me just recently about that he came to Green Bay, like you say, a couple years back. 76,000. As much as I like music, I don't know how I could. I don't know if I could manage 76,000 people. Wow. Hey Jude, don't make it. Take a sad song and make it better. Remember to let her into your heart. Then you can start to make it. Yeah, yeah. I like Hey Jude. That was a good one. Of course. Now keep in mind the original version of Hey Jude is lengthy. It's long. Na 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 na. Hey Jude. And that's all it is. That's like half the song. That's on the album version. But if you listen to the single, like the 45 that was aired or what was used when the song aired or came out um, back in 68. Oh, by the way, Richard, to just throw this out, the week that JC was born, you know who I'm talking about, that was the number one song. 400 bucks for a ticket? Nah. I don't. See, I can't pay. I couldn't pay that much for a ticket. And if that's what tickets are running now to go see a concert, well, that disqualifies me. I wouldn't be able to do it. So how about that? We talk about you know, a mixed hybrid of conversation. Now we're bumping into music. You heard me sing. I don't have the best singing voice, but I don't have the worst either. So I've been told. But so now you guys have heard me sing. Not bad for somebody who's considered an introvert, right? I really am. Most people don't see that. Ah, Steve, you're not an introvert. You're too talkative. Well, I wouldn't say that. There are times that I can be an introvert, that I'm quiet, tight lipped, and I won't say a word. But you have to be around me to see it. Richard, I want to come back to Bruce Springsteen for a minute. The Pointer Sisters. Remember the song Fire? Back about late 78, 79, they did a song called Fire. Bruce Springsteen wrote that. I just thought I'd pass that along to you. Yeah, Richard, we did talk 4 hours yesterday, but you know what? Keep in mind, I'm like you. I don't have anybody to talk to hardly. Yeah, I have a roommate. Yeah, I got one. But 85% of the time, he's not here. It's just me. So I defend for myself. So if I get bored, TV gets old. This gets old. So yeah, I'm going to pick up the phone. I'm going to call somebody, as long as they want to talk to me. But you know what, Richard, I enjoyed those 4 hours. It felt like those 4 hours felt like two, even though it was actually four. But I enjoyed the conversation you and I had yesterday. I really did like it. Like I said, I'm glad, plus you and I have a lot in common, things that we dealt with years back, things that we didn't ask for. Could have been different. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. All is good. You in the words of Isaac Hayes, you damn right. So let's see. I got lucky and was gifted the concert ticket on the floor. I would never have paid that kind of money. Oh no. Uh-uh. $1,000 to go see a concert? Oh no, 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 no. If that concert would have been airing on television, I would have just watched it on TV, didn't have to worry about being shoved and pushed. Excuse me, oh, I'm sorry, left and right. I could have just sat wherever I'm at, had me a little popcorn, had me a little snack, my dinner, my drink, watch it on TV. Been perfectly happy. Oh, you do? Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. Especially in my case, whenever I have something in common with somebody else, um, that that helps a lot. Oh my word! You know what, guys? This is the longest live I've ever done. I don't think I've ever gone 2 hours and 20 minutes before. But in my case, but I don't want to sound like I'm putting myself on a pedestal. I'm not that way. But I will say this: it doesn't matter, except for two or three genres, as I mentioned. It doesn't matter. You can play any kind of music around me, any song, any decade. I'll like it. It doesn't matter. I don't discriminate. I'm not picky when it comes to music. Of course, all of us growing up that, that grew up in a musical household, our first lease of music is what our parents listened to. So we had to listen to what they listened to. Rap is gone. No rap. Rap is crap. I'll call it what it is. Hip hop. Now, Rick, you asked me the other day about hip hop and rap. Hip hop is better than rap. Hip hop I can tolerate. I'm not. I'll be honest. I can tolerate hip hop. Hip hop is better than rap. But um, oh, you don't have a roommate, but you talk to yourself and answer. That's funny and cute at the same time. I like that. I like that a lot. Everybody stood up in front of me. Wait a minute. Everybody stood up in front of short me, so have the time, so I could only see him. Okay, I got that. I know what you're trying to relay there in the message or the comment. Oh, yeah, yeah, I can see that. That makes sense. But for those of you that do or do not know when it comes to music, I'll listen to anything. I don't care. I'm eclectic. My tastes are so eclectic, it's not funny. But my main preference of music is anything that you would hear in a club: disco, house, freestyle. What am I leaving out? Disco, house, freestyle, high energy, any of those types of music. It can be techno, depends on what it is, but anything dance oriented that you would hear in a club, that's really what I like to listen to. I do like a lot of up tempo music. But as I've gotten older, I've always liked slow ballads, slower music. But now that I'm getting older, I've lived, you know, almost 50 years of my life. I'm appreciating the slower stuff more now as I've gotten older. But don't get me wrong, I've always liked it. Your taste is eclectic to a certain degree. I get that, but that's fine. That's fine. Believe it or not, Richard, if whatever music you played, whatever music groups, artists that you played, I wouldn't have a problem with it. We've talked about different music we like. I wouldn't have a problem with it because I know how to blend in when it comes to music. I know how to make myself fit. Well, I can talk to my sis for hours. It seems that our times don't mesh. Well, that's good. Yeah, I wish. mm, Yeah, I wish my sister and I we would communicate more often. Not that we don't, but I wish we would communicate more than what we do. But, I mean, my roommate, my best friend of 29 years, to me, he's more like family to me than my own sibling is. But that's okay. My sister lives in a town called Lorton, Virginia. That's up near DC. It's right there where almost where DC is. She's about 25 minutes south of Washington, DC. So that's where they live. Never been to Lorton. I've been to Washington D.C. I've been aboard the bases with my dad. My dad was stationed in Bolling Air Force Base back during the Pentagon, 69 to 72. The worst part of his military career. It really was. But that's where she's at. I would say by car, if I got in my car and drove there, it's about 9 hours, 8.5. Oh, it is. Uh, so I stopped off at a grocery store. I wanted something to drink, and I usually buy, you know, lemonade or some fruit thing sometime. A 16-ounce bottle of lemonade up there was $3.75. Down here, that same bottle is about a buck 50, a buck 60. It's very expensive up there. How do you spell it? Lorton. But when you get up around DC, Fredericksburg, Stafford, Lorton, Alexandria, absolutely that is a very, very expensive place to live. More than here. More than here. Um, I love almost all music except for rap for sure. Just got into the old country singers lately. Was too young to appreciate them in their time. George Jones, Waylon Jennings, Cash, etc. My dad was from Tennessee, and I grew up with all of those. Um, love George Jones, Waylon Love, Johnny Cash, yep. Tammy Wynette, Loretta Lynn, Hawkshaw Hawkins, Gene Shepard, Cowboy Copas. Here's you a good one. Here's you a good one. Tex Ritter. We all know that's John Ritter's dad. Um, Kitty Wells, Hank Williams Sr. I like Junior too, although that was later. Willie Nelson. Any of that older, any of that old country music. Roger Miller. This was brought up to me just recently. Bill Anderson. Bill Anderson's good. 8 by 10 still. World of Make Believe. I like Bill Anderson a lot. Um, Jim Reeves, Farron Young, Red Sovine, Conway Twitty, C.W. McCall. I can go on and on, but I think you guys get the picture. I grew up with the old country with my dad. So your daughter lives in Arlington, 1800 for a one bedroom. That's a lot. That's more than here. On average, it also depends on what side of town you're on. On average, a studio here is about eight, eight. That's middle of the road. Patsy Cline. I go out walking after midnight, out in the moonlight. Crazy. I fall to pieces. Oh, I love Patsy Cline. Dottie West. Oh, Richard, here's you one. I just thought of one. You mentioned Dottie West. It made me think of another song by with her and David Frizzell. How about Lefty Frizzell? That's going back. One of the songs that I do like by Dottie West is one that she did with David Frizzell. Remember, You're the Reason God Made Oklahoma? I love that song. The Highwaymen. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Jeannie Pruitt, Satin Sheets to Lie On. Donna Fargo, You're the Happiest Girl in the Whole USA. Funny Face. Oh, ah, getting a little excited here, but that's all right. What about what about Tanya Tucker? No? Yes? I, me. I'm partial to Tanya. I like all of Tanya, but I'm partial to her 70s stuff. Delta Dawn, Blood Red and Going Down, What's Your Mama's Name? The Only Man That Could Turn My Mama On, I believe is the name of anything. I do like Tanya Tucker, but oh, San Antonio Stroll, that's another one. I do like her 70s stuff, but I like Tanya Tucker, she's good. KT Oslin, Hold Me, 80s Ladies, Hey Bobby, Come Monday. Wait a minute, I believe that's right. I know she did one Monday in the title. Come next Monday. I just needed to clarify that. Another one. I'm sorry, I got to be a little bit of a cheat here, but I do know KT Oslin. I like Do Ya. That's another good one. I'll always come back. Anything KT Oslin. Winona Judd. I like her as a solo artist. She had to grow on me at first, but I do like Winona. The Judds. Anything by the Judds. One that I really like by the Judds as a solo. Grandpa is good. That's really a pretty song. But one that I would have to stick. Why Not Me? Love Is Alive. Mama She's Crazy. Mama He's Crazy. That's it. Have Mercy. Give a Little Love. Charlie Pride. Yeah. Is anybody going to San Antone? Kiss an Angel Good Morning. My eyes can only see as far as you. You're so good when you're bad, even though that's an 80s song for him. Um, Dina Carter. Yep. Strawberry Wine. Brenda Lee. I'm sorry, so sorry. Sweet nothings, rocking around the Christmas tree. Have a happy holiday. Break it to me gently. I don't want to leave that out. Yeah, Tennessee Gale, Ode to Billy Joe, Bobby Gentry, Fancy, the original Fancy, not the remake. Um, you can ask me some more if you want. Harper Valley PTA. Well, that's one that sticks out like a sore thumb. Hey Janet, Oh, are we, Linda? Yeah, I got one. I'm actually surprised I didn't mention it. Elvis Presley. Anybody out here like Elvis? Hi, Sam. Glad you could be here. Hank Snow. Yep. 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 You bet. Hello, love. I'm moving on in the ghetto. That song puts me in tears. I cry when I hear that. Did I like did I like Wilson Phillips? Yeah. Um when that song Hold On came out, that was good. You want to know what my favorite one is by them, Tennessee Gale? I love the song Release Me. Come on, baby. Come on, it was time to let go. 'Cause you wanna be free. 'Cause somehow it's just not that easy. That's the one I like a lot by Wilson Phillips. Very 89, 90, 91 ish. They were real popular, like right there in that, like that transition. But You're in Love, I think, was one of their last big songs. But I love Wilson Phillips. Yeah, we all know the story behind that. Beach Boys and Mamas and the Pop and Mamas and the Papas. Okay, Mamas and the Papas. I can mention that. Creek Alley is one of my favorites. Monday, Monday, dedicated to the one I love. California Dreamin'. So you saw Elvis in Hollywood, Florida in February of the year he died. Yeah, because he died in 77. Okay, Richard. All right, you be right back. Okay, that's cool. Let's see. Oh my word. Well, Janet, since you're here, yeah, this is probably the longest live I've ever done. It's certainly going to bring me in some watch minutes. That's for sure. And let me tell you, my numbers are looking rather nice in that department. I'm just going to tell you. Oh, by the way, Janet, I need to send you an updated picture of my great nephew. My sister is going to go up to visit my oldest nephew and finally get a chance to meet him. So, and Gabriel and my brother in law. So I'll have to send you a more recent that I picture that she posted. I'll have to show it to you. Um, oh, I know who doesn't like Elvis. I adore Elvis. Now keep in mind I'm more partial to Elvis's '50s stuff than I am any of it. I do like the early '60s stuff too, like like "Stuck on You," "Return to Sender," "Good Luck Charm," "It's Now or Never." I like that side of Elvis as well. Uh, You're the devil in disguise. I don't mind that side. Viva's Las Vegas. Little River Band. They're good. I can check. Okay, Richard. Yeah. That's what happened the other day with you and I when we got disconnected. Don't know how it happened, but then you tried to call me back and I didn't answer. That's where I was. I had a bathroom break as well. Um, no, Janet, what I said was that my sister, my brother-in-law, and my youngest nephew are going up to visit my oldest nephew and his wife, so my sister can meet Jack for the first time. And my sister posted a picture of him on Facebook this morning. I need to send it to you. I'd like to show you. He is so he's so adorable. I wish I wasn't so far away. I would love to just, you know, I'd love to meet him too, but hopefully I'll get the chance. That and I also wanted to mention that this particular live being as long as it is, it's really going to rack me up some watch minutes because my watch minute count number is looking pretty good. I'm headed toward 2,600. Just thought I'd throw that out, and this is going to push me way up there. But I can't stay on that much longer. I'm going to have to terminate this. Um, I think all of you guys now know. Yeah, not that I'm trying to put myself on a pedestal or sugarcoat myself, which I don't believe in sugarcoating. It is what it is, plain and simple. There is no in between. It's either black or white. But yes, I am extremely knowledgeable on music. Many people say, "Well, Steve, how is it somebody of your age knows all this music?" Well, don't get me wrong, I can go back a little bit before the 1950s. I also like big band. Andrew Sisters, Count Basie, Woody Herman, Arlo Guthrie, Glenn Miller. I do like 40s music as well. Well, Jan, sounds good. And chill out. Steve's about to go over here and chill out too, because this is pretty long for me to be on a live. I wasn't expecting this, but Sam, I don't know at this point. I may possibly, without really getting into the deepness of the traffic, I wouldn't mind looking at some fireworks. Now, I can probably look at fireworks right up here about 3 or 4 lights up, there's a mall, and they like to shoot them off there. Or I could possibly find a place to go, off looking the St. Johns River and look at downtown and get a view of it. So I wouldn't mind doing that. I wouldn't mind setting up a little firework date, to do that. But I don't want to go downtown into the thick of it, too much walking and then all the headache of coming home. Nah. Richard, I love Lena Horne. Linda, I love the 50s. When I was 13, I started listening to older music. Don't get me wrong. When I was 13 in the latter part of 87, don't get me wrong, 80s music did start to thin out a little bit in the late part of 87, early 88. More so early 88. It started to thin out. It was still good, but it was starting to thin out. It was starting to go through a little bit of a transition. I started listening to more of the 60s, 50s, more 70s. And what got me interested into the 50s music is I was a fan of the TV show Happy Days. I liked what I was hearing. So I started to get into that. The very first song I listened to when I went back in time was a song called This Could Be the Night by the Velvets. No, incorrect. The Let me make sure because I don't want to give false information. Let me try again, but um, no, I was correct. My bad. Tonight Could Be the Night by the Velvets from 1961. That was the very first song that I heard when I started listening to the older music. Um, then I started listening to the Trogs, the Wild, Trogs, Wild Thing, Paul Revere and the Raiders, Status Quo. But my favorite, and Jan knows this, I love the 50s, the whole decade, not just the music, everything, the way the people were. People cared back then. Back then, you didn't talk back to your parents. Yes, sir, no, sir. You went to your room if something was wrong. The whole decade. I do like the early 60s. I'm partial to the early 60s. Do I like the middle and the latter? Yeah, I do. Do I like the music? Yeah, I do. Give me a choice. I want the early 60s. That's me. What do you mean? Well, not I'll just say this, and I noticed you put love the 50s in caps. No, I pretty much adore it. It's in my blood. I wasn't even there. I wasn't even there. The 50s is 15 years after I was born. 59 15 years 15 years before me. But I like 50s TV shows, Our Miss Brooks, Rawhide, I Love Lucy, the Lucy and Desi Comedy Hour. I like any all of it. Oh, they were respectful in the 50s. That's why Richard, Janet, that's why, and again, 1958. I really believe in 1958 is when rock and roll music peaked. I really do. I could be wrong. Somebody else, oh, you're wrong. It's 1950s. To each their own. But I really believe because I know music so well, I really believe 58 was like the pinnacle of the rock and roll period. By the way, Richard, if you look in the top right corner, we talked about this. What do you see? Look familiar? It's a 1958 Cadillac Fleetwood 60 Special sitting up there in black. If I ever go and hit six numbers, but you never know. I'll be looking for that. That's it. So you happen to catch that when you came on. Okay, that's good. What now? Name that tune. Okay, Tennessee Gale. That's not a bad idea. Yeah, but how would I? Okay, name that tune. I used to watch Name That Tune. Of course, I know we all know that it was a game show once upon a time, but yeah, but how? Yeah, but how would I initiate that? How am I going to name that tune in 3 notes, 2 notes, 5 notes? Thank you, Richard. Yeah, um, it was time for a change. Don't get me wrong, Buick Grand Nationals, which is really um, a Buick Regal of that time on steroids. It was decked out, but um, it was time for a change. Richard, I think so. Now, I will say this. I do know that I want to say Jim Lang from the dating game. I believe he hosted that for a while. I know that was the time frame that I saw it. Hold on, let me take a look here because that is a very, very. Now, Richard, I remember Wink Martindale on Tic Tac Doe, and you said Tom. There was a man named Tom Kennedy. Does that ring a bell? That's it. Okay. We're on the same. I believe he. Hold on, I'm about to answer that. All right, so we're actually both correct. We're actually correct on both counts. Bill Cullen, George DeWitt, Richard Hayes, Dennis James, Tom Kennedy, Jim Lang, and the modern one, I think they brought it back, Jane Krakowski. But I haven't seen the newer Name That Tune. I haven't seen the one that's out now. I'm used to the older one. So we're both on the same page. Actually, Richard, since you mentioned Tom Kennedy, remember the game Concentration? Concentration had a man named Jack Nars, the one from the 70s, not the 80s version, not Alex Trebek. I liked him too. God rest your soul, Alex. He was cool. Jack Nars is Tom Kennedy's brother, for those that don't know. I like the name Richard. It's a nice name. Oh, by the way, Richard Dawson will always be my favorite host of Family Feud. I don't care for Steve Harvey. I did like Ray Combs in the 80s, on the 80s version of the Family Feud. I did like Ray Combs, the one that took his own life. It's sad that he did. But I liked him and I liked Richard. They were my two favorite hosts. That's right, Janet. Your husband's first name was Richard. 50s music, movies, and clothing, fashion, and etiquette were wonderful. Yeah, Sam, it really was. There's a TV show that comes on MeTV in the morning. I love watching the old TV show block. And Janet, you're familiar with this. They do show Mannix and Cannon and Barnaby Jones. Highway Patrol, um, which is a really good show with Broderick Crawford. I love that. I love to watch that show. That one. And then you've got Dragnet with Harry Morgan and Jack Webb. And I like to watch that little, that little block. Yeah, because this morning I was up like early. I was up like 3:56 or three whatever. It was before 4 o'clock. I stuck it and put it on Canon. Got up, used the restroom, came back, fixed me a small cup of coffee, just sat back, checked my Facebook, watch Cannon, Barnaby Jones, all of that. Well, on the weekend they don't show Highway Patrol. They show Petticoat Junction, so which I like too. Jan, there was something special about dressing up and just going out for a walk, stroll, coffee, whatever the situation. Back in the 50s, you were able. Back then, we lived in a very safe world. You could leave your front door open of your house. You could leave the garage door open. You didn't have to worry about somebody coming, breaking into your house, stealing anything out of your garage. It was safe to walk down the street. It was safe. Well, it's just a much better, wholesome time. Bye, Linda. I'll see you next time. Guys, this has been fun. I realize you enjoy me being here, but I'm going to have to wrap this up because, I've never done a 3 hour live. Well, I'm coming up on it in about 3 minutes. If any of you guys ever want to email me, it's not really that hard to get a hold of me. A few of you out here have my email address. A couple of you have my phone number. So it's not that hard to get a hold of me. Yeah, Richard, they did. Oh, me? Well, I mean, now when my mom passed away, yeah, I went, had, a suit and tie. I went the whole 9 yards. When my dad passed, I just went casual. Nice shirt, slacks, nice shoes. But yeah, back then everybody had proper dress etiquette. They cared about how they looked. Now, there's a look. I'm just going to mention this. What is it with these okay, I'll respond to that in a minute, Tennessee Gale. What is it with this look with black people with their waistline of their pants down about halfway and I'm looking at their underwear? I'm not interested into seeing whether you're into boxers or briefs. I could care less. That's not my thing. And I'll tell you why. It's underwear. Made to be worn under your clothes, not to be exposed. Not that I ever would. If I dressed like that growing up, oh, I would have heard it left, right, sideways, and upside down. And but I didn't dress like that. I never ever dressed like that. And the people that dress like that, if they knew where that look originated, they wouldn't do it anymore because I know where that look came from. It didn't come from rap singers and stars. No, I know where it came from. In prison, and I know what it meant. But I'll leave it at that. Let's see here. Name that tune. Can't know the fears that your elders grew by. Maybe that would work. Yeah, that's true, Tennessee Gale. Yeah, that would work. To take a plane, one would dress up. Absolutely. Oh, I dress up too. Like I said, I try to dress. I'm not always saying suit and tie, but I do try to dress at least casual. I look neat, whenever I go. Yes, Sam, I like to dress up for occasions as well. I don't li I I'm very good about clothing. I like to look neat when if I'm going to a special occasion. I don't like looking like a slob. Yeah, for traveling casual wear, I can see that. Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm going to go ahead and close this off. Thank you guys for being here. I really appreciate it. I don't see Richard here anymore. I hope, Richard, if you can hear me, I hope you're feeling better. I hope you being here on the live took your mind off of things. I hope you do feel better. As you have a way of getting in contact with me, you got a couple of avenues, but it's been fun. Like I said, I do hope you're feeling better. I know what it's like to feel like warmed over crap. I'm just going to call it what it is because it's the truth. But thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it. Sam, thank you. What I'm going to have to do is go over and look at a few comments from the video that I did and the last one and try to get back to everybody. You're welcome, Richard. But like I said, you know how to get a hold of me if you want to send me an email or whatnot. Feel free. I'll talk to all of you later and perhaps on the next live and or next premiere. Have a good one. Happy 4th of July, everybody. Bye.